Nature. Why is it important to connect with nature? Because we are a part of nature. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, contribute if you want to contribute to this channel, and I'll let you know more about how to connect with nature for physical and mental well-being. So why connect with nature? Well, because fundamentally we are a part of nature physically. We're made up of the same atoms, the same molecules as when the universe first came into being. So we're made of the same things as the trees, the earth, even the stars in the sky above us. So why is it important to connect with nature? Well, as I said, we are a part of nature, and I feel that a lot of today's modern ailments, physically, but also mentally and emotionally, come about this separation that we have from nature. It's only relatively recently, in the grand scheme of things, that we have lived the lives that we live right now. It used to be that we were a lot more out working the fields, and if you think about it, with the advent of electricity, electric light bulbs, that means that we can stay indoors and be awake for a lot longer. So we're not physically outside, we're not connecting like we used to with nature. Now, this will affect our mental well-being. These days, SAD syndrome, when you don't receive enough sunlight, is a fairly commonplace thing. So what can we do? How can you connect back with nature to restore that delicate balance with your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual well-being? I say spiritual, nothing moves me more than when I'm out in nature to hear a bird singing. How do you feel when you see the sunrise or the sunset? Have you ever seen the stars in the sky? I remember seeing them once in the deserts of Egypt, and it takes your breath away. It is awe-inspiring. So it's not just about physical and mental well-being, it can be part of your spiritual inquiry. So to separate from nature, to live the modern lives that we live, to help to reconnect with nature, move, be out in nature. We spend so much time, it seems, these days sitting. It could be when you're at work, you can be sitting in a car. When we travel, sitting on a bus or travelling on a plane, it's all seated. It seems that we don't really move around to the degree that we used to, and that's just not natural. Physically, we were made to move. And I'm just reminded now, when I do yoga retreats, the one that I did in Egypt, I remember the Bedouins, a couple of Bedouin guys, real good fun, and they used to be the guides. They used to take you into the desert, and you set up these, well, there was no tents actually, there was just these rag rugs on the desert floor, on the sand, looking up to the sky. But when with my group I was practicing the asana, the physical part of yoga, I always remember the Bedouin guys, they used to join in, and they could do everything. They've never done any yoga in their life, but because they've lived, if you like, a more natural life where they squat around a fire to cook the food, constantly on the move, and that keeps the body healthy, it keeps the body moving. And if you look at what you eat now, as I say, it's a fairly recent invention, all this processed food, all these chemicals. Now, I'm not telling you what to eat, and there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, but just look at the bulk of your diet. Is it natural? Is it simple? Because our food makes up, in a way, our physical well-being, and so eat as naturally as you can. And then think about breathing. So again, if we spend a lot more time indoors, you're not getting that fresh air. There's a lot of problems, especially in the winter time, with fungal spores in houses, in rooms, and that's very detrimental to your physical and also your mental well-being. So my advice is, whenever you can, get outside. No matter the weather. It's the 1st of February in bulk here in Glastonbury, and it's a little bit dark, a little bit gloomy, but it reveals the soul, it lifts the spirit to be out here and to be connected with nature. And also respecting nature. So plant a tree, feed the birds. These are all things that they promote this physical sense of well-being. So we're not separate from nature. We are a part of nature. Now, if you like the video, like it, subscribe. It's all good for the algorithm. Contribute if you want to buy me a coffee, help to contribute to this channel. But to nature, so make it a daily thing if you can. So a daily ritual, if you like, not just to get out into nature, but to immerse yourself in nature. Now, I know people make comments that they live in cities, they could live in London. Nature can be found, nature can be experienced anywhere. There are parks, you can just look at a tree. Graveyards, cemeteries, they're so good for nature. There's a lot of wildlife, even in the city centres. So take yourself out there and unplug. So unplug yourself from the distractions. Usually it's the technologies of today. So, you know, I see people when they're out in nature, they're either looking at a device or they've got things in their ears. Well, you know, that's fine. I'm certainly not telling you what to do, but to get the full benefit, that true connection with nature, take out your earbuds, switch off your phone, or just at least put it on flight mode just for a couple of minutes, and then truly immerse yourself. Look around you, notice the air, the flow of your breath. I'm from the Hatha yoga tradition, and your breath is synonymous with your life force, with your prana, and there's no better way of energizing yourself than just to simply be out and in the fresh air. So it's pretty simple, really, but it's just a matter of applying and making then this a regular habit. You don't need to do exercises, yoga, just to get out there, to move, to feel, to connect. And no matter the weather, no matter the time of year, it will promote that physical well-being. You're moving your body. That mental well-being, you let go. There's a real sense of letting go of day-to-day life when you just sit for a moment or you walk in nature. And as I say, respect nature. We are nature. So, you know, if I see a little worm on the path, I always pick it up and help it across. I hope it knows, you know, I'm putting it in that right direction. But these little things, they are the small things that truly make up your life. It's not about the big things, these distractions. So immerse yourself in nature, respect nature, and enjoy.